Hello, everybody. This is Still Rose's podcast. This podcast was created for women by women to elevate women's voices. It has been a while. I am so happy to be recording today and having the time to be able to record. It has been a little bit of a struggle, but I want to share a little bit about that. So I'm very happy to be back with all of you and very happy to just be able to be present with you. And I do have a couple things to share. So I usually always take a break in December just to reset myself. I was going to take all of December, but I do have a really important message that I have to share with you. And that's something I'm going to share at the end of this episode because I do want you to tune in for these upcoming episodes that are going to be airing. I'll share more details about that. Now, one thing I wanted to lean into a little bit more today, and you've heard me say it many, many times, and I'll probably say it all the time, once a week, twice a week. I say it a lot. You didn't hear from me because I was very hectic with other priorities in my life. Now, I've talked quite a bit on previous episodes about the balance of being a woman, being a mother, being a professional. And what does that really mean? I get a lot of compliments from people telling me, wow, like you're such an amazing mom and you're killing it at work. Like, wow, you're amazing. Like you're doing such a good job. Look at your kids. They're amazing. Like really, really a lot of accolades. And I do take them because it is a lot of work. And to be perfectly frank, like we should. Why not take the compliments? If people think you're doing so well, take the compliment. But I do always say too, well, yeah, I'm like, but it's pretty tough. Now, here's the real key thing here. I always talk about giving yourself some grace. And so this is a real true example of those moments where you do have to give yourself some grace. I'm going to actually refer to a speech that Shonda Rhimes, the producer of many TV episodes, she's killing it. She produced Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, loads of hits. Like almost every one of my favorite TV shows is from her. She gave a speech at Dartmouth College in 2014. And in her speech, she highlights the myth of doing it all as a working mother. And she talks about what does that really mean? To have it all. I've said it before, we were never meant to be doing it all or having it all. That was not actually part of the plan. And that wasn't part of the plan with the original feminists that really started to have the movement of we want to have a choice too. There is no doing it all. There just isn't. If you are scaling, and Shonda actually says this, maybe I should just call her Miss Rhymes because I don't know her like that, but Miss Rhymes actually says this in her speech. If you are doing highly successful in one area of your life, 9 times out of 10, it is almost guaranteed that in other areas of your life, you are not successful. You're failing. Now, this doesn't mean like you are a failure. It just means you cannot physically do it all. And I will use my example here with the podcast, with my job, and with my family. The 3 big things, right? This is the trinity for me. Podcast, job, family. Those are the hot priorities for me at all times. When one needs more attention from me than the other, one of those other things is going to suffer. It's a guarantee. Now, family first, that's almost a given. However, there are times when they aren't first. And maybe that's an unpopular opinion. And maybe people are going to say that I'm horrible for saying that out loud. But the reality of it is, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're last. And it sucks to say it, and it hurts to say it, but it is a conscious choice that I make when I have to make it. Now, in those moments where I have to say to my family, I'm so sorry, I cannot get to you today. I promise when things settle down, I will be with you and I'll be present. But for right now, I have to focus on X, Y, and Z. I actually do have those conversations with my family, and I tell them up front, when I know something heavy duty is coming my way, I will have a little meeting with everybody at breakfast or dinner or whatever when everyone's sitting at the same time and quiet. And I tell them, listen, these 3 days are going to be really intense. We're ordering dinner and mommy's not going to be available. And as long as I forewarn everybody, it seems to go a little bit smoother. The days that don't go smooth are the days that I haven't warned anybody and I am working my tail off and I'm trying to also cook and also clean and also do homework with people and also do all the mom things and all the wife things that I normally would do. Those are the days that I fail because trying to do it all is not feasible. It's not possible. Most recently, and I'll give this example, which might shock some of the people that listen that actually know me and my husband. One of the days that I had come out and said, I'm like, look, I'm going to be really busy. I'm already stressed out and it's only 7:00 in the morning. Just, you're going to have to do takeout. Instead of takeout, he cooked. He said, you know what? I got it. Me and the kids will do it. We'll deal with it. Just do what you need to do. Because he did that, I got to stop what I needed to do at 10:30 instead of midnight, which was huge. Now, I sound like I'm in good spirits talking about this, right? Because I love my job and I love the podcast and I love my family. So it's finding that seesaw moment of, okay, I'm doing really, really well here. I might have failed a little bit here, but then I can pick this back up and come over here. Now, there's times where I lean in more to my family and I draw a little bit back at work, but that's also well timed to when I know it's not so busy. It's an ebb and flow. So this is just a reminder of you are not meant to do it all. Stop trying to do it all and find some way to be able to say, you know what? This, and this are not a priority today. I'm not going to even worry about them until tomorrow. That's tomorrow's problem. And move on with your life. Do not beat yourself up. There's no reason for it. And to be perfectly honest with you, it's not helping anybody. It's just making you upset. And then it actually makes you frustrated and pissed off. So just don't do it. Just don't do it. If you want to look up Miss Rhimes' speech, Shonda Rhimes, it was a 2014 Dartmouth College commencement speech. I just saw it recently, which is why it popped up for me that I wanted to talk to you guys about it. Check it out. The speech itself is very good. Now, the other reason why I'm recording today and not taking a full December break like I usually do to retool the podcast is because I do have a special episode that's coming out Tuesday of this week. I am going to be recording an episode with my friend, Kara Bolter. Now, Kara and I we've known each other for a couple of years now, and it was almost not by chance, but it felt like one of those electric moments that the universe put me and her into this conversation for a reason kind of thing. The conversation was around, she has 2 sons, and my son is friends with her oldest, and she has a younger son. Now, the younger son's name, good grief, is Nolan. Now, Nolan was born with a rare, severe neurological disorder. There is no treatment and there is no cure, but there is some help and some hope. I'm going to read a little bit from her website so you can have a little bit of the lay of the land. Nolan Bolter was born on February 3rd, 2018, blue and seizing. He was rushed to level 6 NICU, where he fought for every breath. At just 17 days old, he was diagnosed with KCNQ2, developmental and epileptic encephalopathy. She was told there was no hope. This is a rare disease, so it affects, I think it's like 1 in a million. I mean, it's incredibly rare. I don't want to misquote like a statistic there, but it is an incredibly rare disease. So she was told there was no hope. And I did some very light research. And from what I had seen, it's like a 50-50 chance that your child will live past 2. And in those 2 years that they're alive, they're having seizures and they're nonverbal and they're really just, the quality of life is very poor. So this kind of a diagnosis is life-changing. Life-altering. There's no way to go around this except to fight through it. And that's what Kara is coming on to talk about. Her son is still alive. He is, born in 2018. So he is about 6 or 7 years old now, which is astounding for this disease that he has lived for this long. And I sincerely believe that he's lived this long because of the fight that Kara has in her, which I think Nolan picks up on in some way and is fighting too. You will hear me cry in the episode as well, so just bear with me because this is it's one of those things that as a parent, when you hear it, even if it's someone else's child, is completely devastating. It's heart-wrenching. So I put a pause on my little hiatus here. I'd like Kara to come on and share her story. So it's going to be it's 2 episodes, I believe. We might do 3 depending on how much we talk about. But the first episode, she will tell her story. So she is going to share with you all what she went through, when she found out, when he got the diagnosis, and what her fight has been like since then. Now, I've talked to Kara a bunch of times about the disease itself, and we've talked about it through a few things, but I've never actually heard the story before from beginning to end from when he was born. It's amazing, Kara's spirit. She's the finest example. She's the finest example of a mother fighting for her child. And I hope that in doing an episode with her, that 1, it'll raise an awareness about this disease. And 2, we are also looking for support And I do say we here because I am helping Kara develop a campaign to obtain donor sponsorship. Kara's son, they're working with a nonprofit organization called Lorem. They've been working with them for many years, 5 years. And after a lot of scientific challenges, they've developed personalized ASO therapy for Nolan. Now, the disease is incurable, but there is a therapy that could help him gain some quality of life. And that is what Kara is trying to do. She's trying to give her son some kind of a shot at life. Now, he will always need care but at least we can give him something more than what he currently has. The cost of this treatment for him to basically save his life is $300,000. So she has tried larger organizations. She has tried to, pitch the idea and pitch the treatment. But because it's such a rare niche, there is not a market for this. It's profitable. And so she's turning to private donation at this point. The Lorem, the nonprofit, they don't charge anything to Kara and her family. She's been working with them diligently. Hospital fees associated with the treatment itself is what they need support to cover. And I think I misquoted here. Treatment administration are not covered and are projected to start at $300,000 for the initial year. That's just for the initial year. So we are trying to hit that mark plus to be able to help Nolan gain some quality of life and to truly save him. Now, she's going to talk more about the ins and outs of life and the precarious situation that he's currently in. But it is my understanding that every day with him, every breath is a miracle because he wouldn't have made it this far without her and without her husband and without their family support. So it's truly like a race against time to get him this important treatment so that he can live. I'm going to link in the episode description below the link to the donor page. So you can read through the information. Even if it's just a small amount to donate, anything is going to be helpful. You will hear more of her story again on Tuesday, as I mentioned, and then there will be a follow-up episode that does give more detail around the science and around the actual process of what it is to get him the treatment. Like, we'll dive into the details there. So episode 1 with her is going to be really sharing more of her personal story and her personal challenge battle with this. So I do hope you tune in this week because I think these episodes are going to be really impactful. And again, if you can't support, even if you forward the link, I'm going to be promoting this pretty heavily on my social media channels as well to try to garner some more support for her. So again, you can check them out there. Please message me directly if you know an organization that'd be willing to donate. I can put you right in contact with Kara, or you can just check out the website. The contact information is there. This is all on the up and up. This is not one of those ridiculous scams that you see about online that everyone throws in $1 million and then somebody runs away with it. This will truly change this family's life. We could save this child. So with that, I hope you will be with me this week. I thank you all for being with me this whole time. And I do hope that you all are enjoying the winter holidays. Tune in again. And thank you so much for being here with me today. And I will catch you on the next one. Take care.